Greetings, greetings. Welcome to Epic Cash Live. Wait a minute. This really isn't live. But this is going to be a busy week this week coming up in between Christmas and New Year's. I'm not going to be in my studio. And so I wanted to proactively be able to provide some epic content for you. And I have a very, very special guest with me today. Those who are in the Epic Cash community already know and love and appreciate this man, TILMAN. TILMAN, welcome to the show.
Right.
So TILMAN, can you share with us, where are you zooming in from today?
I'm zooming in from Colombia, from a finca outside in the woods,
Okay.
more or less. So maybe the connection is not so good. That sometimes it's frozen, but I think it's okay today.
Well, if
So
it's freezes up at all, then I'm just gonna pretend I'm you, and I'm gonna adopt your accent, and I'm just gonna make things up. How about that, Tillman?
okay,
Is that right?
I know it's fine.
Perfect. Okay, that was great. Thank you.
Okay. What I was missing a little bit about economy. So I think when the BRIC states make a gold-backed currency, so we Europe or the Western world is in a very um, great
Dire
shape,
straits.
I think.
Deep shit.
So and it can come anytime now. So they are prepared. They have bought gold like crazy,
Yeah,
and I think it will be a hard time next year. So we will see what happens.
I do
So,
too.
but I hope everyone stays well. So
But you would agree the time is now to take private cryptocurrency seriously. Yeah.
absolutely, you can't wait any longer. So if you don't have other assets you can exchange for cryptos in later in time, you have to buy now. So
Right. Right. Okay. Well, you know what? I know this is recorded after our interview, but I'm going to cut this part out and put it right at the beginning because, I think those are sage, wise words, Tillman, and it tees up the rest of the video nicely. So, everybody, you're
okay.
welcome. You're welcome to the after party that we just had that I'm making the preview. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right, Tillman.
Okay.
Have a great set of holidays. I
Yeah,
wish you
same
well.
for you. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks.
Well, thank you. And actually, everyone, this is the bigger reason why we decided to not do a live stream was because internet connection where Tillman is can be a little bit sketchy, spotty, if you will. So we wanted to record this, and then that gives me the opportunity to be able to edit it if need me. But I don't think we're going to have an issue with this. But I was going to save this to be able to publish this coming Friday, right before New Year's, as the Epic Cash Live episode. But I have a sneaky suspicion that we're going to enjoy this interview so much, I'm not going to be able to hold it back. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to post it on Christmas as a Christmas gift to the community. Because, Tillman, I have to say, first of all, I so respect your insight, your writing. I find you to be one of the most persuasive writers that I have ever uh, met or read. And it has really always been a pleasure to have you as part of the Epic Cash community. Man, how long has it been since you actually started engaging with Epic Cash and its attributes and really going down the rabbit hole, Tillman?
I think it's about 2 years when
Okay.
I searched for a new alternative for Monero. I bought Monero, my first Monero in 2016 or 17. I don't know exactly.
Okay.
about $6 one
Wow.
Monero, but around when was it? I don't know exactly. It's when the pandemic was, or the pandemic.
2020. So that
So
nonsense started in uh, uh, March of
so
2020.
so
That's when it
I
really.
haven't used, yes, I haven't used a Monero for a long time, about 6 months or so, and
Hmm.
I tried to make a transaction, and I had really problems to sync all this uh,
The blockchain.
the blockchain. So it took me days to
Yeah.
do a transaction. So I decided to look for a alternative, and I
Well,
searched.
how about Bitcoin? How about Bitcoin, Tillman? That's a great
Yeah, okay,
alternative, isn't
Bitcoin.
it?
I knew Bitcoin since his start, but I didn't realize what a big thing it was. So unfortunately, I didn't bought it when it
Yeah.
was about around a buck.
But
But
but now they
I realized that the privacy is a problem. So
bingo.
I searched for a alternative of
So you are
Bitcoin, and
interested. So you are interested in private crypto.
yeah, from the
Thus Monero.
beginning,
Okay, that's great.
I saw this flaw in Bitcoin, that it makes no sense for me.
Right.
So when Monero came up, I was interested in it, and I bought it around 2017. I don't know exactly,
Yeah.
but I didn't use it very much. And what can I say? So
Okay.
when I need it, I couldn't use it because the blockchain was too big. I had to sync all the blockchain into the laptop, and it took me days. So
Yeah.
I thought it makes no sense for me.
Yeah, that can be an issue. Now, Mike Adams and I on decentralized.tv, we talk a lot about exiting the financial system and getting our fiat dollars, out of the banks and into uh, assets where we can take self-custody. So silver, gold, private
Yes,
crypto. And certainly Monero has its place. It's the largest private cryptocurrency coin out there. It is the most liquid, but it does have its issues. And certainly one of those is that when you install the wallet and then you want to get everything synced up, it can literally take days and does take days, especially depending upon your computer. We will unpack how Epic Cash is different. But before we do, Tillman, I just want to be able to show a video. And I want you, if you're looking at me, look at me right in the eyes here,
yeah,
please. I want the viewer to please recognize that what I call the Druid Babylonian bastards of this world, the ones who are in charge, they play long ball. They have been at this evil genius thing for a long, long time. And I submit to you that, like a 17-year-old kid with bad acne, it all is coming to a head at this point in time and is about to pop. Yeah, I want you to have that visual because when it pops, it's ugly, can bleed. Okay. The reason why I'm being graphic is I want you to watch this. Thank you, Dark Star, for sending this. I want you to watch this, and I want you to recognize that this is your future. And if you, and I'm sorry, I'm taking the kid gloves off, or is it kit gloves? I can never remember. The kid gloves, I think it is. If you are too stupid to be paying attention, then you are going to get what you deserve. Enjoy your CBDCs. But if this remotely concerns you, then I think you need to really pay attention to the rest of this interview because we're going to talk about solutions. But before, I want to present the problem. This is reason 1,324 as to why you should begin acquiring private crypto. All right, let me share my screen. I'm going to click share sound. All right, let's just listen to this. Watch it. Everyone over the age of 16. This is in China, okay? This is their test bed for the world, everybody. This is where we see the future.
Everyone over the age of 16 is required to have an official state-issued ID card that the government now wants to use to centralize all that information. And China is investing heavily in tech companies to help transform that government data into a virtually omniscient surveillance network. Skynet, what is that?
The Terminator is the favorite film of our founder. So they use the same name, but they want to put something good into this system.
Okay, in the Terminator, Skynet is evil, rains down death from the sky. But in China, Skynet is good.
Yeah, that's the difference. We can know exactly what happened in every second, in every corner of the city.
What do you think the future will look like in like 5 years?
Have you seen a film just like a Black Mirror? You just stand there and your face there is a point. So maybe that is the future.
But that's like a horror show.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think that is maybe the kind of the future. Every people have their social points, I think.
If you like spit gum on the sidewalk, it will
Yeah, your points, baby.
and your point would go down. That future isn't too far away.
Now China's government is testing a new social credit score system which would rank its citizens based on their online behavior.
But won't fully roll out until 2020. Starting this year, China will ban people with a bad score from booking flights and
I don't know why that stopped, but it stopped. Okay, so you get the idea. You
Yes,
get the idea.
It's a nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah, and it is the woke tards of the world that have that are under the spell. This is just a whole lot of evil, everybody. And I submit to you that it's a spiritual war that goes back eons, and that the people in the meat suits that are perpetrating all of this, I sincerely believe that they are possessed by demons. But that's just me. You don't have to believe that, but it's the only way I can reconcile what's going on in this world. And if I rewind back to Genesis 6, and I actually, take that book seriously, what I believe is that there are nefarious actors that are spiritual, spirits, I should say, demonic forces, who absolutely hate God and God's creation. And they have been about trying to destroy his creation and us ever since. They don't care if it takes them down with it. Why? Because they're eternal. they just don't care. They want to annihilate all of us. And this is the beginning of the end, I believe. So what did we learn there? We learned that they are going to surveil everything that we do. You will not be able to buy or sell without the mark, the good book says. I believe that, because think about what is happening today. Ultimately, we are going to arrive at that place to where, unless you bend the knee, unless you personally bend the knee, you and your family, yes, sir, sure, I'll take the vax because I want to be able to go shopping. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. I definitely do not need that steak. I recognize that it would destroy my carbon credit allowance for the month. So no, give me the bugs, please. So what we are going to talk about is, if these Druid Babylonian bastards have been prepping so long to be able to unleash this evil on us, we better wake up. And it's time for us today, not in a month, not in a year, not when the shit hits the fan, not when we go hyperinflation. No, The time to be responsible for yourself and your family is today. And you better get into the prepper mode. You better think about storing food, storing water, being able to have fire, being able to be independent, right? If you want to escape the Druid Babylonian bastards, you better have an escape plan. Now, part of that escape plan is going to be, hey, if you don't want to bend the knee and take the jab and do everything, bend over, do everything that they're going to demand, maybe even put your children on the altar of Baal. If you don't want to do that, then you are going to need an alternative unit of account, means of exchange, store of value that is in your self-custody, that is private, that is digital. And we're here today to talk about Epic Private Internet Cash. Okay, with that tee up, Tilman, I know you recently wrote an article, and before I get into this, I want to be able to show everybody. Tilman, if you don't subscribe to Substack, which to subscribe to you, Tilman, what do they have to do? Please share with everyone.
Just go to the page and click the button subscribe, put your email address in it, and
okay, so they would go to substack.com, right? And I'm going to include this in the show notes, everyone. But then they would search for, let's say somebody's just listening to this. They would search for Tilman, or what is your handle?
I think it's Tillman.
Okay.
Only. Yeah.
No, it looks like it's TB35BDE.
Okay, yes.
So let me subscribe to that. I'm going to back out of that. Sorry, because it's going to ask me to go through all of the.
When you scroll down the article, there you go. It's quite
Okay.
easy.
All right, there we go. I'm going to, okay, there we go. So anyway, right here, I really screwed this up, folks. It's now chugging. So let me stop sharing that. And we'll just start the interview. So everybody knows, please go to, I'm going to include the link below, but go and subscribe to Tilman's newsletter. He is an amazing writer, and he is going to educate us on really the power of private money. And so Tilman, I'm going to ask the open-ended question. What are your thoughts on what's going on in this world and how we should prepare to live in it privately?
I think the fiat money is dying. Yes, it can be very quickly happen when you look at the dollar. He is losing value daily, you can say.
Mm-hmm.
And the BRIC states, when you look at their initiatives, that they try to, maybe they will announce a gold-backed currency.
Yep.
So I think the dollar is done, because the states don't have the gold to pay for their debts. So when they want to buy something from the BRIC states, they have to pay in gold. That's so easy.
Right.
And
right. So the
two things
petrodollar
happens. Dollar breaks, or the gold price goes through the roof.
Yes.
And the economy in the states won't stay long this strong.
Yeah. So when the dollar becomes hyperinflated, which it will, they're trying to kill the dollar, and they're going to do that. When that happens, then your dollars, the purchasing power, that's what you have to understand. The purchasing power is just going to be next to nothing. So that steak right now, which that ribeye steak that you used to buy, 10, 15 years ago for, $8. You could buy 4 of them for your family and have a great, great grill. Now that same steak is $25 and it's half as thick. And it's disgusting, that it's that expensive. Well, imagine that being $50, $100, ultimately to the point to where you just cannot afford anything for your family. So with that, just like in Venezuela, when they went through their hyperinflation and all of a sudden, a loaf of bread, a wheelbarrow full of money couldn't buy a loaf of bread. It just becomes worthless. So again, this is called being a financial prepper. What we want to do is we want to begin now acquiring crypto assets that are private in nature. So Bitcoin certainly is the father of all crypto, and it certainly has its place, but it is transparent. It is a blockchain that spies on you. Monero, that's the largest in the private crypto space, but it is very large, the blockchain, and slow. It is good for really one thing, but it is good. And then you have Epic Cash, which we're going to talk about today. And I would like to just get your general overview, Tilman. When you came in 2 years ago and you started doing your own personal assessment of Epic Cash, what are the attributes of Epic Cash that made you basically become such an integral community member?
So what interested me the most was that Epic only was focused on the use case money, not other things like ordinals or whatever. Yeah,
Right.
so only money. I at that time I didn't know anything about this subway map,
Right.
which came up later.
Yep.
So I didn't liked it, but I said, okay, it's fine. I didn't realize that all the other stuff was more or less a scam. Yes,
Vapor.
it's
Yeah, and just so
it does.
just so
So
everybody has
so
a bit of
I'm really happy that this all is gone,
yes.
uh, and we focus only on the use case money, and that's the most important. So
Yes.
for every other thing, you have other blockchains. They can uh, do it better. Maybe you don't have to invent always the same thing once in a while. So the important thing for me was Epic Cash is very lean. The blockchain is very small. You can sync it very easily. Now
Yep.
it's a thing of 2 hours. I yesterday or 2 days ago, I downloaded it from the beginning because I had to install everything new. So
Mm-hmm.
it was a very good experience. Before it's in my area here, the internet not always is good. So normally I had to wait some days to sync all this data.
Yeah.
But now it's very, very, very fast. So it depends on your connection as well. I think it can be in 2 or 3 hours.
Right. And guess what?
Everyone, and that's a big thing because if you have your own node and you haven't used it for a long time, so you can get up to how do you call
Up
it,
to speed
up to speed
very quickly.
very quickly. So
Yeah,
that's
and just really quick, I just want to share with everybody, Gene, who we know and love as Yoga Dude, within the Epic Cash community. Mike Adams and I interviewed him on decentralized.tv, and I encourage everybody to go watch that interview. During that interview, Gene shared with us that the tech is about to be released, or it is so close to where the blockchain will be able to, from beginning to end, be able to be synced within like under 20 minutes, which is really, really astonishing. So, our developers have been just really hard at work, putting their nose to the grindstone. And that is ultimately what is going to make us just so great. The other thing I want to ask you about Epic Cash, what is the difference between transactions within Monero or XMR and Epic Cash, Tilman? I know you've written about that.
The difference is quite easy to explain. Monero, you send a transaction to a address on the blockchain, and it's everything is done. With Epic, you have this handshake you have to do with the counterpart. So it is a little bit more cumbersome, but it's more secure, because if you haven't public addresses on the blockchain, nobody in later date can de-anonymize all this data and say you have done it 3 years from now or
Okay.
before.
So Tilman, let me ask you this. Can you, because I know you're really into this technically, please confirm if I have this correct. With Monero, when I send a transaction to you, think of it as a, cups and ball thing, right? To where you have 16 different cups and the one ball is the transaction, right? The real transaction. And so when they say that on the Monero blockchain, when you send a transaction, you're sending that ball, which has all of the information that if that were exposed, it would come back to you. People would know it was you and that it was sent to the other party for how much, etc. But what happens is it goes through this mixer to where you have a carnival guy doing this carny game to where, where's the ball? Where's the ball? Nobody knows where the ball is. And then ultimately each cup goes to 16 different parties, and only the person receiving it is going to be able to look under the cup and see the ball. They got the transaction. So that is beautiful. That is private, as private as you can be, with that data still on the the blockchain, right? Within Epic Cash, the difference is there is no ball. It's just all math. There is no cups and balls. It's just when I send my transaction to you, the blockchain, through Mimblewimble technology, Dandelion and Cut-Through, those three things, the blockchain just knows the math works, that I send it to you. It's not transparent. It is not public. And if anybody ever found that transaction on the blockchain and they went in to crack it and say, hey, I want to open this box and see and find that Todd Pittner sent this to Sky King or Gene or you or whoever, when they open the box, there's nothing there. However, if Monero, one day, the reason why the Internal Revenue Service has a bounty of $750,000 to the first person who can crack that obfuscation, when somebody does that, not if, when somebody does that, the people in charge, the three-letter agencies, are going to be able to go back to every XMR Monero transaction and be able to identify who sent how much to whom. Do I have that right?
Yeah. Más o menos, more or less, it's okay.
Okay.
This explanation, yeah, it's quite good. And the Monero has the big problem that the blockchain becomes bigger and bigger. It's bloated with data
because,
that is
the reason why
not used
is because instead of one single transaction that has nothing in it, you have to obfuscate and fake 16 or 17 transactions. I think it's 16. And then the solution that they're coming up with to be able to obfuscate it further is to have it be, I think, like 160 some cups for that one ball. And all that does is continue to bloat the blockchain, which is going to make it slower and slower and slower. So don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of Monero. I think somebody who is new getting into cryptocurrency, you know, who wants to get out of fiat and into crypto, I definitely think the majority of your net worth in crypto should be with Monero. But then you need to be able to consider some micro caps, whether it's Epic Cash or Firo or others. But and we're here today to talk about, you know, certainly my favorite and your favorite, Epic Cash. But I don't want to. I'm wanting to describe the differences, not to knock a Monero, not to kick anything, you know, to build anything else up. I just want to be able to explain the difference. Epic Cash is future-proofed because when somebody cracks the transaction code and they open the box and they look in, within Monero, they're going to be able to see the transaction information, who sent it, how much, to whom, and when. Within Epic Cash, there's just nothing there. So that is the real beauty of that. Now, the challenge, which you referenced, was that just like cash, if you and I are going to have a cash transaction, physical cash, then we're going to need to be together where I can hand you the cash for whatever you give to me in return, right? So now think about that digitally. With Epic Cash currently, without there being any form of centralization like Epic Box, which we will unpack later, but to do that, we both need to have our mobile wallets or our desktop, our wallets open at the same time so that when I send the transaction, just like cash, I'm handing it to you, but I'm handing it to you digitally, right? And through the magic internets, then you are going to be able to grab that transaction information and keep it, and then it settles to the blockchain, and what I sent to you, you know, now have, and I don't have it. So that's just like cash. But if you go to the interview with Gene, decentralized.tv, what you will hear is our developers are working on what's called non-interactive transactions. They are working towards the solve for that, to where I could send you the transaction. You don't have to have your wallet open. You could come back a year later and boom, that Epic Cash that I sent to you is going to be there. That is a game changer. And you know what? We skate to where the puck is going, not where the puck is. Okay, sorry. I just, you know me, I have to stop and explain things in a simple way because I don't want it going over people's heads, including mine.
So, but advantage from Epic Cash, you can do a file transfer, so you haven't to be don't you don't need that both parties are online at the same time. So
Okay.
you send it like email.
An email attachment?
Yeah, email attachment, and he sync it in his wallet and sends back the answer file, and then it will process
Okay,
on
but
the.
here's where I have an issue with that. That is not going to service mass adoption. That means that you have to be kind of a nerd. And I say that with love. It means that you have to be somewhat fluent in cryptocurrency. So I want something that ultimately, you know, my parents could use. You know, hey,
Okay.
download the Epic Pay wallet, Dad, Mom. You know, here, let me open up the wallet. See, you have nothing. Hey, what's your receive address? Here, this is how you send it to me. Now I have it. Okay, Dad, now check your wallet. Oh, you have 100 Epic? Yeah, I just sent that to you. Isn't it cool? Oh, you want to send me 50 Epic back? well, here's how you do it. I want it to
Okay.
behave like Cash App or something to where it is so simple. That is where we start talking about mass adoption when
Yes, yes, that's the future, but it's possible now, yeah, with
right,
file transfer. So there's no problem if you know how to do it, and
right.
it's not so complicated as you think.
Okay, I'm not arguing the point. I'm just talking about how do we grow from a community that really, I would say, a community that has a couple 300 engaged folks, even though it says 3,000 plus, there's a lot of people who aren't engaged. But how do you do that to where it just becomes, the masses? And I think that comes from a couple of things: simplified transactions, non-interactive transactions, and I believe use cases. So,
But non-interactive transactions, I think it's not so easy to resolve because
right.
you need an address, and if you have an address on the
You know
blockchain,
what?
that's
Yeah, it's not.
Mimblewimble is done.
It's not so easy to resolve. Skynet, but they've been working at it for a long time. So let's have the goal to be able to fight
Okay,
back.
it can be a goal, but it's not so necessary
Oh,
in
I
the.
know. I mean, even now with the Epic Pay wallet, because you have the Epic box, I'm totally cool with that. As a, I'm not such a I don't know what's the word that I'm looking for. We don't like the fact that there's any kind of centralization. We want to avoid centralization. But in the meantime, until we get to the ultimate goal, I love the Epic Pay wallet and it
It's a fine
works.
solution. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it,
So not arguing with you. I'm just wanting to be able to just share with
so
people.
but yes, but it's not fair to talk about the future and not about what is now. So what we have now is
Yeah.
a really good use case. It's a little
Yes.
bit cumbersome, but it's not so difficult when you compare it with cash. You also
Right.
have direct contact with the counterpart, so it's the same.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
only online.
And
Yeah,
so
but
and so everybody, let's think about this. When Skynet and the DBBs are surveilling everything, what we are talking about, what Tillman and I are talking about right now, is an alternative means of financial engagement with each other. And so it is here. It is awesome. It works. Monero, I think, is $164. I know that Epic Cash went recently from 30 cents to 55 cents, I believe. And people are starting to feel really, really confident in it again because of all of the developments that have been happening. And I could not be more excited about its future, because and oh wow, Sky King, I interviewed him yesterday, and so he is, if you're watching this right now, obviously you are
yeah, he
subscribed to
has a
the channel.
solution. It's
It's
great.
beautiful. It's
So
beautiful. Yeah, yeah. So
it's
everybody, it's like I'm I'm wanting to be honest in my presentation of, why aren't we at Monero's level? Well, it's because of our technology. Mimblewimble is much more difficult, and so
but
it
it's much very much
simpler.
secure
Yes,
because you can't lose transactions. You can't
yes,
send something in the nirvana. So
yeah,
it's all advantages. You have to weigh against the disadvantage. So
right.
I don't see a disadvantage
No, and
because
and
yeah.
I was going to say, and after speaking with Sky, and we touched upon it within the interview, the cool thing is when we get some pilots going, be it Mike Adams and his healthrangerstore.com. I mean, I would love to be able to buy his products with my Epic Cash. the way that Sky and his retail POS that he shared with us yesterday works. I mean, you don't the retailer, right? The seller is always going to have their wallet open. So it's never an issue. It's never an issue, that handshake.
So Mike Adams, what he is missing, he said the tipping, he misses the tipping from Epic. That's not possible, but that's I don't think that's such a great thing. If really someone um, lives from this tipping, he can also have a wallet which is always open. So
Well, I know that we have Epic
the
Tip Bot.
internet, yeah,
We have Epic Tip Bot, so there is a tipping solution out there. But again, I
but
think
it's a token, it's not the
yeah,
coin.
that's right. That's right. That's right. So, but look, it's super exciting, especially with Mike, because he is so forward thinking. And if it could be done, how would we do it? That's a question that he asks and we ask and everything. And so that's what that gets me excited all over again. Despite our pullback from mid-May, I really believe that I think that that 30 cents is in the rear view mirror and we're heading in the right direction. I mean, we're almost up 100% just with the infusion of the energy back into the project. And so I'm very excited. So Epic Cash, use case money at its best, your article. Tell us a little bit about the article and what you have attempted to be able to share with the rest of the world, Tilman.
So the most important thing, I think, is that you can compare Epic Cash with cash.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very important because if the CBDCs come out, I'm not sure that they will come this soon how they want. They know they have to do something because the fiat money is dying,
Right.
and they know if they don't get the CBDCs into circulation, they have nothing.
Right.
So they will do it, but the competence in I'm
Yeah.
not sure, but I hope they don't get it right. So
Right. Don't you think,
if
Tillman, that I mean, you've been around crypto for a long time, and there are some really, really smart people within crypto, some developers and whatnot. Don't you think, big government coming out with something like CBDCs, don't you think that the smart white hats out there within cryptocurrency currently would absolutely find a way to be able to, bring the system to its knees? Because, I mean, we're talking about the government and their competency. I don't know, man. I have a sneaky suspicion they're going to suck at implementation.
yes, I hope so as well. But the great danger is the digital ID. When this comes out and everything is centralized,
Yeah.
every movement, uh,
Skynet.
inter every internet uh, movement is centralized. So it's um, it's a nightmare.
Slavery. Yeah,
So
we're going to be enslaved.
yeah, then maybe then it's no escape
And you know
anymore.
what? I'm glad you said that. Let's just war game this and just say that we're all going to be complacent and we're all just going to hand wave this digital crypto private currency thing, and I'll deal with it later. When it gets to the point in time where you say, oh shit, I should have paid attention. Do you think, Tillman, it'll be too late, or do you think people then are going to be able to say, "Oh, okay, let me on ramp my fiat and figure out how to buy this. I mean, oh, it's not really
No.
that hard.
Now, if the rollout of the CBDCs is finished and you have nothing else, or only your CBDCs, you can't. I think you can't get cryptos anymore.
Right.
You have to exchange for some goods. You have maybe gold or ev everything can exchanged then for cryptos, but not
Yeah.
CBDCs. No,
Yeah.
no.
Because
Yeah.
I don't think the banks are really going to play ball with figuring out how to on-ramp your
But I
CBDCs.
think the pandemic has done us a great favor that
Talk to
many
me.
people are awakened now, and
Okay.
they see what's coming. The
Yeah.
majority not, but a great uh, pie uh, of the whole. They
Yeah.
know what's coming at,
Yeah. I
and
think there is a percentage of the population
and
certainly
it's
that's
not so
awoke.
important that you invest all in cryptos. You have to invest in things like gold, silver as well. This can be exchanged for cryptos later, but if you do nothing, you hold only your dollars and you get CBDCs, you are done. You are
Yeah.
finished.
You are a slave.
Yeah.
So this is very important. And I guess I just want to impart upon people that if you are awake at all, if you are remotely aware, and you just look at your own operating reality and you recognize that it's just not the same as it used to be, please become a financial prepper of sorts and figure out how to be able to on-ramp your fiat that is melting, the purchasing power is melting, and get it into assets where you can take self-custody. So again, that would be silver, gold. My suggestion is, if you're just getting started, get into junk silver. I have Andy Scheckman. He comes on my show often. He is the CEO and founder of milesfranklin.com. And if you go to decentralizeddirectory.com, that's my site. And therein lies a roadmap to be able to help you become decentralized, or at least, march towards that goal of decentralization. But you want to be able to get silver, I think junk silver, which is basically any dimes, nickels, quarters before 1965, dated 1965. Gold, you have the Gold Eagle, certainly that's the hero, but I like the little 1/10 ounce gold coins. They fit, 50 of them fit in a little tooth, like a lipstick tube. So very, very portable. Now, the issue with gold and silver, depending upon how much wealth you need to put in them, when the shit hits the fan and you got to be portable and you have to run, right? If you have to, then it becomes very, very heavy and you're going to get robbed somewhere out in the open. So that's where private crypto comes in, because you only have to worry if you need to run with your keywords. And I'm not going to go into the education on that right now, but there are ways to be able to store those. There are ways to be able to hide those, and you can certainly memorize them if you really need to get serious about it. So that means that if you had to run, the next place that you stop, even if you had to go to a different country, you could get on a computer, mobile device, or whatever, and you could restore your wealth to be able to have access to it. But that journey begins today. It really does. And I invite people to go to two different places where all things epic happen online, which is Telegram. You can go to the official Epic Cash site, which is t.me/Epic Cash, and join there. And there's a lot of different subjects in there if you're interested in becoming a miner, or if you're interested in marketing or trading. There are different topics in there. My personal destination on Telegram is t.me/epic private money. And therein we have a lot of different topics as well. And it's not just about Epic Cash there. It's about Epic private money, with Epic being an adjective. Epic private money, all about private money and all about decentralization within that. So we really invite you to come and join the community and learn more. And then those who are interested in acquiring Epic Cash, simply go to buyepiccash.com and follow the instructions. It really isn't that hard. It really isn't. You know, they say that crypto is hard until it's not. And I can personally attest. I mean, I'm like a year away from being in my 60s. Geez. And I can tell you that, you know, I found crypto several years ago to be hard, but I don't now. It's pretty easy because it's just like a muscle. You have to exercise it, you know. So wanted to ground that so that you had some action items to be able to go to. Do go to decentralized.tv and watch the interview with Gene. And there are many other interviews. We've interviewed folks from Monero, Beam, Firo, many great projects in there. And those videos are timeless. They aren't based upon current events. So you could go back there. I think we're approaching 30 videos that we have done, interviews that Mike and I have done. And so you could binge watch them and learn something from every one of them, whether they were recorded 6 months ago or yesterday. Okay, so I know that we are running up on our hour, Tilman. It's been a great chat, but I wanna leave it with you. What haven't I asked you, or what would you like to discuss that we haven't yet?
I think the most important thing is for everyone to educate yourself and look what is around you, what is happening, what you can see what is coming, and you have to prepare for it. So
Right.
it must not be Epic, but it should be a private coin. And for me, Epic is the best coin you can buy for now.
Yeah.
Uh,
And it's
so
tokenomics. It's
it's
tokenomics are,
tokenomics is like
yeah,
Bitcoin, and it's completely private. It's very lean, the blockchain. It has many advantages because it's only focused on use case money, and you have not to worry about your data that can be de-anonymized in later in
right.
time. So make your choice. So Epic, for me, it's the best solution, and
Hmm.
I that's all I can say to it.
Well, I can tell,
By
I can
yes,
tell
by
by,
side. Okay,
I
go
was going
ahead.
to say, I can tell you are very, very discerning in your point of view. And I can tell because I have read every article that you have ever written. And so people, please subscribe to his Substack, which again, I'm going to link in the show notes below. But go back and read everything that he's written related to private cryptocurrency, and I know you've even covered concerns with Bitcoin and comparing different assets and such. And on this channel, if folks go into the if you go into the videos, and then there's a section to where it's kind of like a library. If you click on there and you find the quest for superior money, that's where Todd Lewis, the chief engineer of Epic Cash, and we literally have probably 30 hours in there to where we unpacked all of the attributes of perfect money. If we could literally create the perfect money, we came up with 35 different attributes. And we unpacked each one and we compared Epic Cash to Bitcoin to I believe it was to gold, to Federal Reserve notes, to CBDCs, and you could put any asset you want in there and you could compare any one of the 35 attributes. And ultimately, when you get to the final and you look at the answer key, Epic Cash checked all the boxes except widespread adoption. And look, everybody, you could buy one Epic Cash coin one Bitcoin for $42,000, I think. So you can get one for 42,000, or you can get, 50,000 Epic for that same investment right now. So if you want to think, I don't talk about price speculation, but when you're talking about a micro cap that has all of the positive attributes that Epic Cash does, for me, you want to at least be able to have a position in it because, it has the greatest chance, in my belief, my point of view, to really, really deliver a wonderful return long term, just because it doesn't take much infusion of investment to really take the price and move it north. That's just fundamental facts. That's just math. But that said, do your own research. It's just my opinion. Okay. Thank you, Tilman. This has been great. I know that we've been trying to get this interview done for a good while, and your internet did great, man. Take it out for a beer. Take your internet out for a beer or something.
It was frozen for me for some seconds. You noticed it?
Never noticed any freezing.
So I said hello, here you are. So
oh, really?
It was frozen, yes, but
oh, wow.
Yes, but now it's completely smooth. So
excellent.
Well,
look, we are recording this before the holidays, so I want to wish you and yours Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, a happy set of holidays, and really appreciate your value add to the community and to the project. And I look forward to the comments below. So if you're watching this, please smash that like button. Please add as many comments as you would. We love to see what your thoughts are in there. And the more people who comment, that helps the algorithm too, which then the YouTube says, hey, that's an important discussion. So let's let others know about it. And so I really wish that on you. And also hit the notification bell, because my schedule is crazy these days. While I am going to try very, very hard to deliver on the promise of an Epic Cash live stream at noon Eastern each Friday, I can't promise that. So I might go live on Wednesday at 3 p.m. or Monday at 5 p.m. or Tuesday at noon. I don't know. So if you smash the notification bell, then YouTube will let you know. Okay. Well, thank you, Tilman.
Okay.
I really, really do appreciate your time. And thank you.
Thank you.
With all my heart. All right.
Okay.
Everybody.
I wish you a Merry Christmas as well.
Thank you.
And
thank you so much.
See you later in
all
time.
right.
I hope so.
Okay, everybody.
Okay.
Take care.
Ciao.
Cheers.